Alright guys, so before I get started in this video, I gotta run a few errands real quick. I'm gonna go ship out a few things, run to the bank, and then I will get started into the video. But before I get started, I wanted to answer a few questions. People were asking me about my garage, and I've been putting it off. I've been lazy the last couple weeks, and you know, I know I've been saying it's gonna be done here soon. That way I can have the Corvette back in it. It will be done by this weekend, I promise. I know I'll probably say this next week, but you know, I do plan on having it done. I hate having it over at my parents'. It's taking up one of their garages and it sucks, but you know, I will have it done this week. I'm really excited about it. You know, I'll have a new place to kind of vlog out of and do videos and install videos, reviews, stuff like that. So I am excited for that. Also, I have key tags that are being made right now. A lot of you Duramax guys are really gonna want these, I promise. And a lot of the Corvette guys that follow me or subscribe to me, I'm gonna be designing one of those as well for you guys. And my designs, my t-shirt designs are almost done. They're pretty much all fine-tuned and ready to go. Now it's just putting them on a t-shirt, so I will keep you guys updated on that. Yeah, I'm gonna go run a few errands and then I'll get right back to it and we will start the video. Hey, what's up guys, welcome to the channel. So today I'm just going to kind of walk around the truck and go over kind of why I went with a IFS lift versus a solid axle, and kind of why you would go with an IFS over solid axle, or why you would pick a solid axle over IFS. This is not going to be me saying IFS is better. This is just me helping you guys decide, you know, say you want to get an IFS kit or say you want to get solid axle swap. You know, I'm going to try to help you guys make a decision on that real quick. This probably will be a short video. I don't know, it might rain here soon. It just stopped raining, so I'm gonna try to get this done real quick for you guys. It's not gonna be any real exciting video, but I want to go over kind of why I went with an IFS kit versus a solid axle, and you know, I guess why I went with it over a solid axle. Main reason I went with IFS over a solid axle at the time was a timing problem. So you know, I was debating a 10-inch lift with a solid axle swap and a 10-inch lift IFS, which is what I have right now. The problem I was having at the time is, you know, I figured with a solid axle swap, the truck was going to be down a couple months, and at the time this was my only vehicle I had, so I didn't have another option for transportation, so I didn't want to have my truck down for 3 months or whatever. And so that was one of the main problems. And then I did a lot more research and I realized, you know, maybe I don't need a solid axle swap. You know, maybe it's just overkill for what I wanted to do. To me, this IFS kit has been plenty for what I do. As you guys see, I go off-roading every once in a while. You know, I don't beat the hell out of the truck by any means, but you know, it's not like the truck's babied. It's not a mall crawler. It's not a pavement princess by any means. It may look like it in pictures, and it's very good shape. It's not like it's scraped up by any means, but you know, I do take care of the truck. But it's not like a babied truck that's never seen, you know, dirt or whatever. So the main reason I stayed with an IFS was, you know, the timing issue at the time. Am I opposed to going to a solid axle swap now? No. I kind of do plan on doing it in the future, but for right now, this truck has been perfect. I've had no problems with IFS. The main part is you want to keep these CV angles pretty level. This one is about as level as you're going to get on a 10-inch lift. I mean, it's pretty... you know, I can decrank the torsion bars a little bit more and probably get it perfectly flat, but then you're going to run into travel issues with the shocks. So that's about as much as I would decrank mine, and the truck rides amazing. You know, if you build these IFS lifts correctly like I did, like I showed you guys in other videos, I got the kryptonite tie rods right there. These are actually cheap CV axles, but and you can get away with pretty cheap ones if you maintain that good angle. If you're going to run like if you're going to crank your torsion bars up and run an aggressive angle on those CVs, you will run through them pretty quick. They won't hold up over time. I have Moog drop-in ball joints, and these have been great. I just checked them the other day and they're perfect. There's no play in them at all. There's no play in my wheel bearings. They are Timken. They're off D-Max store. Got lifetime warranty on them. so that's good as well. The reason you would go with a solid axle swap, and this is my opinion, and this is just for Chevy trucks obviously, because Fords and Dodges come from the factory with a solid axle, so obviously you know, they're pretty easy to lift at that point, a little cheaper to lift. The really expensive part comes in when you want a solid axle swap the Chevys, and you can kind of get away with a cheap swap by doing like leaf springs up front, but you are going to completely lose the ride quality with the leaf spring. If you want to kind of maintain a decent ride quality, obviously coilovers are going to be your best option. But you know, if you're wanting to run like say 42s or something like that, you want a 16-inch lift, something like that, highly recommend doing a solid axle swap on a Chevy or, you know, GMC, because these IFS kits are just not meant to handle that kind of stress. To me, that's just too much stress. That's a lot of stress on your ball joints here. It's a lot of stress on your wheel bearings. You will run through wheel bearings faster. You know, that's a lot of weight you have to turn. Also, you're on a you know, 8,000 pound truck, so that's just a lot of stress. But this is probably the biggest lift I'd ever do as far as IFS goes. This is kind of that limit, and that's what I was kind of telling myself at the time, you know, if this is as big as I'll go, I think IFS is fine. But say if I wanted to do like a 12, 14, 16-inch lift on 42s or, you know, 16 wide wheels, I would definitely do a solid axle swap. They're just built to handle it a little bit better. You know, you're not going to run through parts as fast as you would with IFS. I have not had that issue running through much parts. I think that has a lot to do with this lift kit being, you know, doing a great job of maintaining those factory angles. So you're not really running through parts as fast as say like a smaller lift that you're cranking up higher than it should. If you're wanting to beat the hell out of your truck, run big 42s, whatever, I would definitely solid axle swap it. And, you know, just because it's built to handle that a little better. But, you know, say if you want like a 6 to 10-inch lift on a Chevy or GMC, you know, if you build the IFS correctly, it won't let you down. Just do your preventative maintenance. You know, don't crank your torsion bars all the way up, and you know, the ride quality will be great. You won't have many issues. I've only replaced 2 wheel bearings total on this truck. The only reason I replaced them last time was because I was doing a big trip to Michigan, and I just wanted to, you know, just kind of precautionary, and I did the ball joints as well. The ball joints were fine, so I still have them in the garage just in case. But you know, that's another question I get, you know, how fast do I run through front end parts? And it's not that often. And I think that's a lot to do with you know, not cranking your torsion bars. You crank those torsion bars, your front end stiffens up, and that's a lot more stress on all your components. So to me, those are the key parts you want to kind of, you know, think about. And so like I said, if you're wanting to do a big lift on your Chevy, I highly recommend don't going over like a 12-inch lift. This is kind of the max. This is like a decranked 10 to 12 inch, so I would say it's probably right on the edge of like a 10-inch lift. So and yeah, this is probably the biggest I'd ever go on an IFS lift. To me, once you go in like the 12, 14 look, it just looks kind of ridiculous. You got that big like blocky front end there, and so, you know, at that point I would do a solid axle for sure. And you know, both of them have their pros and cons, like everything does. This IFS has been plenty for me. I know a lot of people may not agree with IFS. They may think they're not that strong, but you know, from personal experience, you know, after having this truck for, you know, it's been in our family since 05, you know, and I bought it in, what was it, 2010, something like that, and you know, never had a problem with it. We've only went through one set of tie rods, and it was the factory ones, and it wasn't that we went through them, we just replaced them to put on the kryptonite ones. You know, I feel like a lot of people give IFS a bad rap due to their preventative maintenance and stuff like that, and not building it correctly for what you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to slap on 38s on, you know, a factory IFS setup, you're gonna have a lot of issues. I think not only tie rods, but to be able to clear it on a smaller lift, you're gonna crank your torsion bars, you're gonna lose ride quality, you're gonna blow out your ball joints because they're all factory stuff. So if you don't build an IFS correctly, obviously solid axle is superior in every way, but if you build it correctly, you know, it can hold up pretty well. Like I said, I've never had an issue with mine. It's been really flawless over the years. I've probably got 40-something thousand, 45, 50,000 on this current lift kit, and these tires, and as you guys see, it holds alignment pretty good. These tires are like 75% still. You know, I've only went through one ball joint, one wheel bearing. Tie rods I didn't go through, like I said. I just replaced them just for, you know, precautionary. And I did the whole front end upgrade. I replaced the steering box. That had a little leak in it, and to me that's just because the truck had 125,000 miles on the factory steering box. So that's not an issue with IFS because you have a steering box on a solid axle as well. So yeah, I hope this video kind of helps you guys make a decision on what to go with. I made my decision mainly on the time frame I had. I didn't have time for the truck to be down for 2 months, 3 months, and so that's kind of why I went with a IFS lift. And you know, I did a lot of research, and you know, this is kind of what I came up with. It's been great. I'm glad I did it, but you know, like I said, a solid axle swap is not out of the question in the future. I do eventually plan on lowering the truck down to maybe a couple inches, maybe somewhere around there, like right there-ish, you know, maybe a little lower. But so far this lift has been flawless, and so there's no reason to really bash IFS if built correctly, because I've had no problems. I know people have had problems with it, but I know people that have had problems with solid axles as well. I don't know if you guys seen, but my buddy Joe, he just had to redo pretty much every factory component, or not every factory component, but pretty much every component in that front end. As you guys seen, he's got a Ford 6.4, and he was having issues with it swerving all over the road and death wobble and stuff like that. So, you know, just because you do a solid axle swap doesn't mean you can just leave it, you know, forget about it and not do your preventative maintenance. You know, it's not like that. All right, so these hawks will pick up we have 2 little dogs, well, my parents do, and that's their house, that green roof over there. And these hawks will come down and steal all the little dogs and kill them and stuff, so. But yeah, back to the story. If I were, you know, say if I wanted to beat the hell out of the truck and that my main purpose was to go off-roading, trail riding, and you know, I don't know many people that would do that with a truck like this, but you know, if that was my purpose for the truck, yes, I would have done a solid axle swap. But to me, I knew I'd be going on long road trips. I wanted to achieve the aggressive look, you know, the big stance, big tires and all that, all while still being reliable. And so I felt like this lift kit was perfect for that, and it has been, and it's been great. The truck rides great. People are always blown away by how it rides. You know, they expect it to ride like a tank, and you know, they're usually always surprised by how well it does ride. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And like I said, if you guys want to see more of these like subscriber requested videos, let me know in the comments. Give this video a like, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram if you have any other ideas. All right, guys, so I hope this video helped answer you guys' questions regarding IFS versus solid axle. A lot of guys were asking me, should I solid axle my truck or just stick with IFS? And so I hope this video kind of helped you guys. I'm not going to say what is better. Both have their downsides, obviously, but solid axle will be more durable for, you know, your bigger tires, bigger lift, that kind of stuff. But IFS will have a better ride quality and stuff like that. So it's all in your preference. Do you plan on beating the hell out of your truck? Do you plan on just trying to achieve the look and, you know, maybe go off-roading every once in a while? Whatever it may be, you know, they're both not bad. They're not bad setups. Don't listen to everyone saying IFS is garbage or solid axles only ride like tanks. So it's all on how you build it. And to me, you know, they're both good options. It's just all on how you're going to use your truck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys, so I didn't really go over the difference between an IFS and a solid axle, mainly because it's kind of self-explanatory. Yes, I get a lot of people may not know the difference because they are new to the truck game, I guess.
Going on, but damn, that is almost like a solid axle. It's crazy how this is.
But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.